Local authorities in Zimbabwe have a constitutional mandate to provide public goods and services to their communities in a democratic, efficient and effective manner.
We are also, as a nation, victim to political parties in congruence, which is basically a situation where we have different political parties, different levels of government, which is national socialist. I saw one local authority complaining about the disbursements, yet they are in arrears in terms of acquittals. Whereas Nara is saying, no, you have to acquit for the money so that we give you the local government board. I know we have a number of councils that have acting directors. If you go to a restaurant, for example, the bulk of the managers, they are in acting capacity. There is a number of cooperatives, private land developers coming up. And in some cases, developing, and the great case that we are talking about, Herefordshire, I know that was a private developer. Richmond, again, that's a private developer, I think.
The provision of services such as water management, health services is important for the well-being of urban dwellers. Now, the challenges highlighted here by the citizens, they portray and illustrate the level of decay that is obtaining in local authorities and local governance in Zimbabwe. As a result, we sought to engage the city fathers and let them tell us what they think about some of it. Thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to Hericom Media, the home of Kwedu Classics. Today we are highly honored to host none other than the spokesperson for the seat of Kwedu, the seat of progress, Vimbai Chingoramuse. Vimbai, thank you for hosting us. Welcome to Hericom Media.
Thank you very much, Mr. Taruva, for inviting me to this wonderful platform. It's such an honor for me to be coming on this platform. It's quite an honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Vimbai. When we see her, we see what you think can inspire someone, what you think can motivate someone, what you think can better still put a smile on someone's face. And when it comes to issues that have to do with service delivery, these are the issues that are at the very bottom of our heart. Because we say here on Kwedu Classics that your story is also our story. Now, Vimbai, I'm sure you and me agree that a vibrant local authority system constitutes the bedrock for sound bottom socio-economic development in the country. And in order to achieve that, there should be a clear strategic plan and a clear development strategy in order for the council and the local authority to achieve that.
Yes.
Now, when we come to the city of Gweru, does the city of Gweru have a development strategy for the residents?
Yes.
And if any, what have you done so far to implement it?
Thank you very much, Mr. Taru, for that powerful question. You know, I always see that when we operate, a lot of people do think that as a city of Gweru, as a local authority, we just do things randomly. But that's not the way we do things. We have what we call a strategic plan. It's a 5-year plan, but we review it on a yearly basis. And whenever necessary during the course of the year, we also do review it. This strategic plan actually maps the way we operate as a local authority, from administration to the technical operations, even up to my point, the point of communication. We plan about that. Then as a local authority, we also have what we call a master plan, which is housed under the town planning section. It's whereby we look at the entire city. We look at the roads. We look at new suburbs. We look at all those developments. And as the population is growing, we see how best we can improve by ensuring that we have more residential areas in the city. So everything that we do as a local authority is planned in line with our vision, which is to be a sustainable, prosperous city of choice by the year 2030. And I must say, that has to be done without failure. That's why we always review the strategic plan. And to implement this plan, what we have done is that we have what we call performance contracts, starting from the mayor to the town clerk and the directors and every employee to the last person in the local authority. We have a work plan that you're supposed to follow, and it is reviewed on a yearly basis. We review it twice. Every year, in the middle of the year, we have to review to see if you have done what you said you're going to do as per the work plan. We have to see that. If you have not done that, they are paying out. Working on his town clerk's work plan and also looking at whatever we do feeds into the town clerk's work plan. So this is reported to the minister. So everything that we do as a local authority is actually planned and means being all in order. It is our hope to ensure that we definitely become a sustainable, prosperous city of choice without failure.
Thank you very much, Mbai. We will actually develop that area further as we proceed with our interview. Now, for those of us who may not know, Gweru is the third largest city in Zimbabwe, called the City of Progress in the Midlands province. It's a very strategic city, a very important city as far as the development and the economy of Zimbabwe is concerned. Now, in our interaction, Mbai, with the residents of Gweru, they got some highlights of service delivery concerns that they raised in the city of Gweru. And these highlights can be seen from number one, infrequent water provision. That's number one. Number two, best water and sewer pipes. Number three, fiscal contamination of major water sources. Number four, deterioration in road networks and the non-functioning of traffic lights. Also, I have here non-collection of refuse and uncompleted capital projects. Right. Faced with these issues that have been highlighted by residents in our interaction with them, why is it that we continue to see such a downward spiral in the provision of these essential services?
Okay, what I can say is I want to take everything. You mentioned a lot of things,
yes,
but we want to clarify everything as it is and look at it clearly so that we explain.
Right.
When it comes to the water reticulation system, I must say that the water reticulation system was created in Rhodesia for a small population that was Gwelo. But now the population is increased. As a local authority, we have not done much to ensure that we improve the water reticulation system to meet the increased population that we now currently have in Zimbabwe, in Gweru. However, as a local authority, we are not a quiet local authority. We are not ignoring this. This is happening in our face and we are seeing it. As a local authority, we have our engineers and they are finding other ways of not only waiting for us to rely on Gwenuro Waterworks as the major source of water. Our engineers are also looking into other ways, into other advanced technological ways of ensuring that we provide the quality services to our valued residents of the city of Gweru. Currently, the population that we have in the city of Gweru is supposed to, for them to have enough water, we're supposed to be pumping unrestricted water supply of 80 megaliters per day. But we are failing to do that. You see that at times we pump something like 30 megaliters per day. And this is also caused by at times with power outages at Gwenuro Waterworks. And it's not good for us as a local authority to continue giving those complaints. So as a local authority, we have our engineers, our technical team, they're on the ground to see how best they can ensure that we cut those power outages and provide at least restricted water supply, which you can provide when all is equal when we have power in the city of Gweru. That is 60 megaliters per day. So that's what they are currently working on. And it is my hope that by the end of March, something will be done when it comes to that. When it comes to refuse collection, we've been trying by all means to ensure that we collect refuse on the scheduled days. But however, you see that due to financial challenges, due to incapacitation, at times we fail to collect refuse, but always communicate that we fail to collect refuse. But we are currently also moving away from the traditional way of collecting refuse, whereby we're sending our refuse trucks. But we have also moved into another way of collecting refuse, which is called the CBO's way, whereby it's community-based way of collecting refuse. We did our research, we went to other cities, we went to Bulawayo, and we saw what they were doing. It was quite effective. And it is a hope that we also implement it in the city of Gweru to ensure that it is already done. We have already flighted tenders to that effect, whereby we are calling people, we have trucks to come actually and be part of this initiative, so that we can ensure a clean Gweru. This Gweru does not belong to Limbai. It does not belong to Heri. Neither does it belong to just a few individuals, the few councillors that we have as a local authority, but it belongs to everyone who stays in the city of Gweru. It is my Gweru, it is your Gweru, it is our Gweru. Henceforth, it is our duty to ensure that we clean the city of Gweru, and we are going to do that without failure. It is our hope that as soon as the tenders close, we're going to get some people working on that. Then we did talk about the issue of traffic lights. It's quite sad the issue has been under arbitration for a very long time. I must say that it has come to a close. Just last month, we had a full council meeting whereby our councillors, our mayor and our city fathers and our management have since decided that we're going to run a parallel program whereby we're going to have street lights alongside those lights that are under arbitration. We will not touch those, but we have street lights operating in the city, and people can still enjoy the traffic light. So tendering process has already started. So it's a new Gweru. This is 2023. Things are happening. You did talk about fecal contamination of water. I must say that is news to us, because our water is not contaminated. As a local authority, our water is very clean. It is tested on a weekly basis to see if it is safe. And so far, I must say that from the lab results that we have sent to the central government and from our own lab, our water is very clean. However, we have since realized that whenever there is no water, whenever there is water rationing, some residents tend to use unsafe water sources. And we would like to encourage those residents to stop using unsafe water sources, or at least make sure that you have aqua tablets. Go to the clinic, our local clinics, our council clinics, and request for aqua tablets. You'll be helped when it comes to that. Then you talked about the issue of roads. I must say it's an eyesore. It's very painful. But we've been trying as a local authority. From the 2nd of July 2022 up to date, we have been clearing drainages. We have also been ensuring that we re-gravel. We have a schedule on a daily basis through the PR office. We send out an update. We have been re-graveling roads in residential areas, and in the CBD, we have been patching. We have been trying to do that. Some of the roads also are under the central government. They are not under the local authority. We have been also engaging them to ensure that the Ministry of Transport ensures that they work on those roads. We also have roads that are under emergency road rehabilitation program, and we are happy work is underway. But it's not enough. It's not as much as we want. And therefore, we are calling out for partners. We have business people in the city of Gweru. Those who are willing to adopt roads, they can come through to the local authority and adopt roads. We can work together. Like I said, it's not my Gweru alone. It's everyone's Gweru. As long as you stay in the city of Gweru, it's our Gweru. And let's work together to ensure that we have a beautiful city. I believe if we work together, we can spruce up this city for the betterment of the city. And a lot of people, we've always been asking to say that, why is it as a local authority, you are always crying about revenue? And we are saying as a local authority, yeah, it's now high time we look into other ventures. We have a business section which looks at other ways of getting revenue. And we are saying if we spruce up Gweru together, if we work together as the people of Gweru, we can ensure that we call for investors who can partner. We can come to the city of Gweru and partner with us. We have Go Beer Brewery. It's not working. We are looking for partners. We've already flighted tenders. People have come to see that. It's still underway. We have Go Beer Farm. We are also looking for partners on that. We have a quarry mine. We're also looking for partners on that. We have land in the city of Gweru suitable for hospitality. And we are saying it's high time that we don't focus on the engine of revenue being the money that we get from the ratepayers, but we also now focus on other things that you can do as a local authority, henceforth the creation of the business office that we now have at the local authority. So the future is bright for the city of Gweru. You might not see it from afar, but the future is bright from the policies that we're working on and from what we're currently doing as a local authority. The future is bright.
In Mutapa Green Market. We've been there, we've interacted with them, we've had a number of concerns that they have raised. The first thing that we would want to know, and the viewers I'm sure would also want to know, is who put them there in the first place, in that place. Because as our investigations have unearthed, there are no proper ablution facilities there. There are no toilets, there are no storehouses, there is no shelter for their wares that they are selling. We actually gather that some are using the cemetery to relieve themselves in the nearby bushes. We've had very funny and really interesting stories as far as that
the market
issue is concerned. Yeah, so who put them there in the first place, where there are no ablution facilities and other basic needs?
Okay, I must say that I need to take you back in history. According to the 9th Cabinet Resolution of 2020, in accordance with COVID-19, the menace that had just come, we received the 9th Cabinet Resolution, which was saying that as local authorities, we should take advantage of the COVID-19 situation, whereby people were staying in their houses, they were not moving around, to decongest, renovate our marketplaces. So as a local authority, we decided to do that. If you have seen, we have done that with Kudanai bus terminus. We looked for partners and we decided to decongest and renovate Kudanai bus terminus. And we say, wow, so far we are happy about what we're seeing. So we decided to move also informal traders to Mutapa Market in partnership with the Ministry of Women Affairs, Small to Medium Enterprises. We are the ones who relocated the informal traders to Mutapa Market. We have base behind Mutapa Market. We gave them base there. But unfortunately, human nature is difficult to control at times. We moved them behind our municipal offices at Mutapa. That's where they're operating. We were clearly marked base. And if you go there right now, you see that there's construction taking place there. We are actually building with our partner as a local authority. Then in terms of ablution, our municipal offices at Mutapa offices, the ablution facility, informal traders. We are for people who work for themselves because we want them to work and pay their rents. We want them to work and fend for their families. So we were happy with that plan and they started working there. But now construction is still underway and it is our hope that by this year, by the mid of this year, the market stores will be in order and everyone will go back to their base. We are always in constant communication with the representatives of the informal traders who are there. We are always in communication with them, trying to find ways of ensuring that there is sanity in that marketplace. As you know, where there are a lot of people who work, they will never be sanity. We've heard of stories of those, I must say, untraditional stories, whereby people would defecate in a respected place like a cemetery. You cannot really control people when it comes to that, but we just encourage them to use the proper toilets. Let us respect our dead. Let us respect our ancestors.
Quite interesting. Now, Zimbai, I'm sure our investigations have actually revealed that there are around 3,000 people there who are operating there. And probably you have the exact figure, I know. Some of the concerns that they raised, the residents who are selling there, include the fact that council is collecting revenue from the vendors. And they're actually saying, how can council collect revenue from them when they haven't provided enough facilities? From your position as council, do you really think the council has got a moral and legal obligation to collect revenue from the residents when it has not provided them with a service that is important for them to operate their businesses? Because to tell you the truth, this is one issue which the residents raised when we interacted with them.
Yes, at Mutapa Market, we have 1,753 registered informal traders there. And we have seen that the number continues growing. And as a local authority, why do we collect revenue there? Because when we had the initial meeting, like I told you, with associations there, we agreed that we should collect revenue, which is quite minimal, which would also aid us to be also building there. So it's the same money that we're collecting that we're also using towards that. If you go and check that area, it's quite big, but the people are deciding to move to the road. From investigations, from consulting these residents associations, they are saying that it's because there are some people who are just coming up, mushrooming, and coming to the road to attract customers. But the place is quite big to cover 4,500 informal traders. According to the survey that we did, according to the plan that we did, it can cover 4,500 informal traders. And in our books, we have 1,753 registered informal traders currently.
Thank you for that clarification. Probably our last question.
Yes.
I'm sure I'll be happy if you can answer this one. There are reports that this has to do with the budget. There are reports that there was some misunderstanding between the management and the policymakers about the 15% increment, which the mayor alleged, and I must stress, alleged was scandalously included in the 2022 council budget by the finance director of the city. Is this true? And was this issue resolved? If yes, how was it resolved?
As a local authority, I must say that there is no conflict between the city fathers and the management. We are in working harmony and we work together. Yes, at times, when you work together, there are times when you don't understand each other. But when it comes to the budget, it was approved and everything is in order.
Okay. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much.
Clarification. Last but not least, Limbai, how do you see the city of Gweru in 10 years' time? 10 years from now, what kind of a city do you see and envision in 10 years' time from now?
10 years' time from now, my imagination is always running like that. And 10 years from now, like our vision, will be definitely a sustainable, prosperous city of choice without failure. We will be the best city in Zimbabwe, as long as we follow our business line. Like I was saying, we want to divert from really relying on the revenue that we get from the ratepayers, but more focusing on what we have, the resources that we have as a local authority. So by 2030, without failure, we'll be a sustainable, prosperous city of choice. We'll be a small Dubai.
Thank you very much for joining us. That is Nimbai Chungoramuse, the spokesperson for the city of Gweru in the Midlands, the city of progress. Thank you very much, Nimbai.
Thank you very much, Mr.
May's Gourmet Catering Services is a reputable provider of catering solutions for all your private, family, and public functions. We strive to be the most preeminent catering company in Sydney, offering ongoing customized catering services and provide unforgettable catering services to our clients to suit their occasions. Our thrust is passion, customer satisfaction, and personalized service delivery. We are committed to maintaining respect, professionalism, and excellence in everything we do while giving you your business customized services. Our services include providing catering solutions to corporate clients, boardroom meetings, conference catering, Christmas parties, gala dinners, VIP lunches, product launch catering, and we also provide social catering for birthdays and anniversaries, engagements and weddings, dinner parties, high teas, school formals, christenings, and dedications. We have a set menu for private functions as well as bespoke menus customized to suit the client's tastes, needs, and budget. For your convenience, high-quality service is provided at the venue of your choice. So what are you waiting for? Do you require catering solutions that suit your convenience and the status of your function? Don't hesitate to get in touch with us to discuss our offer for your next function. May's Gourmet Catering Services, simply unforgettable.
As you can see, the city fathers don't agree. and they believe they are doing a great and a splendid job. However, the situation on the ground paints a grim picture of inadequate service delivery in the country's cities, towns, and smaller urban settings. It depicts a pitiful picture of service delivery characterized by, among other things, paralysis, massive strain, poor and non-existent water provision, intermittent refuse collection, and dilapidated service delivery. As Kwedu Classics, we sought to hear expert opinion from Dr. Chakunda, who happens to be a lecturer in the Department of Governance and Public Management at the Midland State University. Hello there. We continue our interaction with the residents of Gweru on issues that have to do with service delivery in the Midlands provincial capital. Today we are joined by Dr. Chakunda, who is a lecturer at the Midland State University, Department of Local Governance and the Public Management. Dr. Chakunda, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, you have done partial introductions of who Chakunda is. You have just to make one clarification. I come from the Department of Governance and Public Management, and my research interests lies in the areas of public policy, inclusive local government service delivery, public debt issues, intergovernmental relations, and specifically on intergovernmental relations, we've done quite a number of projects on intergovernmental fiscal equalization modeling, and I am also excited a lot about the issues of public finance management.
Now, Dr. Chakunda, what, in your opinion, do you think are the main drivers of inadequate service delivery in urban centers in Zimbabwe?
Okay, there are quite a number of factors that are attributed to the decline in the quality of service delivery in most urban environments and rural local authorities as well. Let me start with the market volatility. One of the biggest challenges that we faced post-2000 is volatility in the market, of which we got a fair breathing space during the time of the inclusive government, that is between 2009 and 2013. But generally, outside those years, we have seen a higher level of market volatility, wherein council budgets are very difficult to implement in an environment that is generally volatile. Let me give you an example. A council in one instance is budgeting to purchase a vehicle, say for 30,000 RTGS, as was the case say around 2017, 2018. And just 3 months down the line, that budget is no more implementable. Why? Because the bulk of it has been eroded by inflation. So we are dealing with an environment that is volatile, which in the process affect stability in both the macro and microeconomic environments. Resultantly, you find what you are budgeting at the beginning of the year, along the way, is no more value enough to purchase that particular product. So that's one factor. Two, we are also as a nation victim to political parties in congruence, which is basically a situation where we have different political parties at different levels of government. Mind you, post-2000, we've seen ZANU-PF retaining control of the national government, and the MDC, then CCC, gaining seats and controlling, in most cases, urban local governments. And because of contesting political ideology between the two parties, we have seen attempts by each one of them to sabotage the other as a way of generating political capital. What do I mean here? We have a classic scenario where the national government deliberately short-circuits the ability of local government to provide services by underfunding them in areas where they have an obligation to provide intergovernmental transfers. So look at it. We talked of the yellow grant that is supposed to come from the national government. They are no more giving that money in terms of the expectations to local authorities. And the net result is that local authorities would then divert resources from other departments in order to finance the health service provision. So the other problem that comes with that is at the same time, central government does not give power to local governments to upward vary health fees without the approval of the ministry. So you end up providing service, say at suboptimal levels or costs, wherein central government is insisting that provide this service, but you don't have the necessary fiscal resources to finance the provision of those resources. So these are two factors. We have the issue of political parties in Congo that I'm talking about, which is leading to unfunded mandates, wherein central government is decentralizing a function to local government institutions, but without decentralizing the requisite fiscal resources to support the provision of that particular service, which is a problem again. So that's political parties in Congo for you, a scenario where the national government is in the hands of a different political party and the subnational government is in the hands of a different political party. Naturally, because of political competition, they may end up sabotaging each other, not supporting the programs of each other in the quest to generate political capital. And that is a problem. Then we are also talking of the deteriorating economy. You will agree with me that across the nation, we faced massive deindustrialization to the extent that capacity utilization in most of our industry is below 35%. The net effect of this has been loss of jobs and livelihoods to the extent that the majority of people have since been pushed into the informal market. And the bulk of that informal market is illegal, unlicensed working and vending. What these people are getting is so meager to support their obligations across a number of service areas. They have school fees obligations, they have the energy ZESA, they have council obligations, and so forth. This is a myriad of commitments they have against weak earnings in the informal sector. So if you are to take a survey, you may find that over 80% of this economy is informal. So what it means is the bulk of the taxpayers to council are in the informal sector, and their capacity is largely subdued because of a plethora of factors that actually are captured in the context of a weak economy. So I would then say for local government economies to perform, that is definitely not divorced from the national government economy. We need to look at this in a wholesale sense. Then coming to local authorities themselves, the capacity by councillors themselves. There are a pretty number of governance issues that we need to look at. I've had the opportunity to look through the Auditor General's report, for example, wherein, for example, 2019, the Auditor General indicated that out of the 92 local authorities that we have in the country, 60 rural district councils and 32 urban, only 3 managed to submit up-to-date financial statements for auditing, leaving the other 89 doing, say, books for 2014, I think that's Shamba, 2016, and so forth. A question is then raised, what is the utility value of the 2019 or 2016 audit report, say produced in 2019? It only serves an academic purpose to satisfy the statutory requirements, statutory obligations. So perhaps the list of problems that are faced by local authorities are quite many, but these are some. Look at Zinara, for example. There are problems relating to the disbursements, wherein the disbursements are not either coming on time, and there are challenges with the amount that are being given to local authorities. Because the model, the methodology that Zinara is using to give money to councils is one that is not agreeable between council and Zinara. Recently, Harare City Council was in the papers, wherein they are saying we are owed large amounts of money as unfulfilled intergovernmental transfer obligations by not only Zinara but the national government itself. I mean, money in terms of Section 301. But I think there are a pretty number of issues that we may want to speak specifically in relation to Border City Council. One of the issues is the capacity of councillors as policymakers. We need to look at that. Very often I've heard councillors raising issues against management, which issues only requires an effective oversight by council itself. So my thinking is that we need to continuously invest in capacity building amongst councillors so that we strengthen their oversight role on various policy matters. Mind you, council creates policy and the management administers that policy. And for the policy creation process to be effective, you also would want to invest in creating capacity amongst councillors so that their contribution in the council chambers actually speaks to the kind of effectiveness that we're talking about. So it's an area where I think civil society organizations may want to come in, development partners in government itself to look at various capacity need areas by council management and work to improve the performance of council across the various policy fields of council itself. Then we have a problem over the years in terms of financial statements, wherein, like I was indicating earlier on, you find in certain local authorities, management is not producing financial statements as and when they are expected. I think it's again an issue that if we strengthen the oversight capacity of council, they can make more demands that management come to task, come to expectation in relation to that. Then we also have an issue of the relationship between council and stakeholders itself, which I think is an important issue. I've seen a number of budget consultation meetings that are actually stage managed, wherein the consultation process is not giving a genuine opportunity to the public to input, say, into the budget making process, which is a problem. I think council should begin working seriously to rectify that and ensure that consultation process are genuine platforms. They indeed give people the opportunity to input into the budget. Let me just give you an example. Council officials and councillors, they come to a consultation meeting, they distribute copies of proposed tariffs. Then after 5 minutes, they expect people to make contributions, which to me is a problem. A budget is a complex document. People may want to invite expert opinion before they can make any contributions. So I think we want to make our consultations as genuine and as informative as is possible. Then again, feedback to the public. Council makes a budget consultation meeting, they disappear. They don't come back with the budget performance reports, explain to the people how much have you generated, say, in a quarter, and where are the challenges in terms of revenue generation, how have you invested the generated monies. We have specific areas like water, where the water account in terms of the law is a ring-fenced account. Is council complying with those statutory obligations and directives? So I think we have a number of areas that I think our councils should involve. Management of resources themselves. Recently we were talking about devolution funds. How consultative is the process of expending devolution funds? What are councils doing to ensure that indeed people have an input in the way and manner in which devolution resources are used? I saw one local authority complaining about the disbursements, yet they are in arrears in terms of acquittals, where NARA is saying, no, you have to acquit for the money so that we give you the other chunk. So there are a pretty number of problems that we need to look at and ensure that things are in order. Look again at the role of the local government board. I know we have a number of councils that have acting directors. If you go to a real estate council, for example, the bulk of the managers, they are in an acting capacity. They are in an acting capacity. But we are saying the local government board should speed up the process. I think we said it earlier on that there is evidence in scientific reports showing that municipal water, say in Harare, is no longer very safe for public consumption. Why? One of the problems attributing to it is, look, we have had a lot of septic tanks and the soakaways being created. And all these are contaminating groundwater, making it very unsafe for human consumption. This arises from rapid and chaotic urbanization and a weak land governance system by governments themselves, wherein you see a number of cooperatives, private land developers coming up, and in some cases developing and selling stands on areas that are not, on wetlands and other areas that are not suitable for human habitation, areas that should be protected, wetlands. So the next thing that you see is people are now doing septic tanks there, soakaways there, and all that is soaking away fiscal content into groundwater, contaminating groundwater. There is a problem. The Gwerkwe case that we are talking about, Hertfordshire, I know that was a private developer. Ridgemont, again, that's a private developer, I think. Those are thousands of septic tanks and soakaways. And again, as I indicated, that is a crisis we may begin to see 10 years from now, usually through waterborne diseases. Your typhoid, your dysentery, and diarrhea.